Hi, it's Sean here again regarding Woodland Luxury Limited, based out of Bridgnorth, owned by Chris James Holland. In this video I'm going to cover the invoice that was sent to us 4 or 5 months after the wardrobes were fitted and taken out and done by another company. I'm going to show you a quick image of the public house that I was assaulted in, and I'm also going to show you some images of the injuries that I sustained from the assault. Some of them you might find a little graphic, so I'm just warning you before we get there. So I'll just run through step by step exactly what happened, and then you can make your own minds up whether you would like to use this company, whether you'd like to get involved with Chris Holland and Woodland Luxury Limited. So first of all, I just want to get this invoice up. Now, if you've seen the previous videos, we decided to shake hands and forget what had happened. I told him that if he wanted any money that he could take us to the small claims court. I've shown you some WhatsApp messages in one of the previous videos. He came into the local pub Christmas Day 2019, came over, wished us happy Christmas, shook my hand and just said, can we forget it? And I said, yeah, it's water under the bridge, we've had the other wardrobes done, and as far as I was concerned, that was the end of the matter, but obviously not for Chris Holland. So that was 2019 Christmas Day. As you can see here, the 4th of the 3rd 2020, after he asked me whether he could have his materials back. Now, bearing in mind this was probably 4 or 5 months after we'd taken the wardrobes out and the materials were in the garden, he wanted his materials for another job. When I told him that they'd been scrapped, they'd been skipped, he sent me an invoice on the 4th of the 3rd 2020, as you can see here, £4,500, £4,500, and his account details. Obviously, I wasn't expecting that because we'd agreed that we were going to just leave it. So, not quite sure what's going through his mind at this particular time. So, this then brings me up to the 26th of August 2022. So, over 2 years later, I'm in this place, the Retreat-Claverley. There's a beer garden, there's some toilets around the back. I walked around the back. I didn't know that he was sitting in the garden with his family. He'd saw me go into the toilets. He followed me in and he jumped me from behind, assaulted me. Now, I'm nearly 60 years of age. He's 39 years of age. And I guess irrespective of the age, it's not the way for a businessman, a business owner, to operate a business. There's procedures like the small claims court, which I've just mentioned, that he could have taken us through. I own my own property, I've got assets, so if he'd have taken me to small claims court and the district judge would have awarded him some money, I would have had to pay it because I wouldn't want the bailiffs coming round to my home. So it's all quite a bizarre situation. So then this brings me on to the assault. So let me just move this across here and get the images up for you. This is the back of my head when he picked me up. He'd thrown me onto the toilet, which cracked my ribs. He then threw me onto the floor, which cut my arms and my knees, which I'll show you in a minute. He then picked me up and threw me head first into the urinal. As you can see here, that's where my head hit the urinal and made that sort of mess. That's where I cut my arm by being thrown on the floor. That was my knee. That was my elbow. That was my other knee. And these are just some of the cuts that I received or sustained from the assault from Chris Holland. Then this is when the bruising started to come out. You can see all the way around here. I've got bruises on my back. I'm not going to show you them all because but it just gives you a sense of what you are dealing with here. I'd also cracked my ribs. I had to go to the Bridgnorth walk-in hospital to get my ribs x-rayed because of my cracked ribs, and that was just done purely for the evidence to give to the police. However, unfortunately, due to the fact that even though I sustained these injuries, there was only 2 of us in the toilets. There was no CCTV of him walking into the toilet, so in the eyes of the law, it's his word against mine. So I'll let you decide who was in the right and who was in the wrong here. You know, one, I allegedly owed him £4,500 for work that he did. I'm nearly 60 years of age. I walk out of the toilets with those injuries. So, and that was a bruise on my arm there as well, and that's on my back. So let me just go to the victim letter so you can see that it was actually reported as a crime. I then received the victim advice line. This is because I sustained those injuries and I'd made a complaint to the police. Again, unfortunately, the police, it took 3 weeks. The police didn't go out to interview him. In the meantime, he got wind of that I'd reported him for assault. He then countered that, making a complaint that I assaulted him. So then it becomes tit for tat, and it's really going nowhere. But you can see the date here, the 5th of September 2022, and I was assaulted on the 26th of August 2022. So again, I'm giving you this information for you to see whether you want to deal with Chris Holland from Woodland Joinery Limited. This is the bad experience that we've had, so it's up to you to make a decision from the information I'm giving you, whether you feel he was in the right, I was in the right, he was in the wrong, or I was in the wrong. But from a customer's point of view, I can only outline what happened to us. So that's it for the time being. Any more information that comes our way, we have got a couple of reviews from other people that are unhappy with the work that he's done. Before I post those up on here, I want to get permission to see if they're happy for me to put them on the screen in another video. They might say they don't want to get involved and have these on video and all that sort of stuff. So I'll keep you updated. So again, thanks for watching the videos. I'll be in touch soon.